Conversation 1. Sharing your favorite smartphone function.
Hey, have you seen the latest features on smartphones these days? I'm so impressed with what they can do.
Yeah, totally. They keep getting smarter and smarter. What's your favorite function on your phone?
For me, it's definitely the camera. I love how I can take high-quality photos and even edit them right on my phone. It's like carrying a professional camera in my pocket. What about you?
The camera is cool, but I'm really into the voice assistant feature. I can just say, "Hey, assistant," and it sets alarms, answers questions, or even sends messages for me. It makes life so much easier.
That's true. I use the voice assistant sometimes too, especially when I'm cooking and my hands are busy. Do you think these features will keep improving?
Oh, definitely. Who knows, maybe one day our phones will read our minds and do things for us without even asking.
Haha, that sounds both amazing and a little scary. But for now, I'm just happy I can take amazing sunset photos whenever I want.
And I'm happy I don't have to type out long texts anymore. Smartphones really do make life better.
Absolutely, technology is incredible, isn't it?
It really is. Let's see what new features come out next.
Conversation 2. Discussing the best smartphone brand.
Hey, I've been thinking about getting a new phone. What's your favorite smartphone brand?
Oh, that's easy. I'm a big fan of iPhone. Their phones are super reliable and I love their design. What about you?
I'm not sure yet. I've been looking at a few brands. What makes iPhone your favorite?
Well, the build quality is amazing and their operating system is really smooth. Plus, their customer service is pretty good. Do you have a specific brand in mind?
I was considering Samsung or Oppo because they seem to have good value for money. But I've heard mixed reviews.
Yeah, Xiaomi is popular too. They usually have great features, especially for the price. But I guess it depends on what you're looking for.
That's true. I want something with a good camera and battery life. Does your iPhone have that?
Definitely. The battery lasts all day and the camera is one of the best I've used. You should check out some reviews before deciding.
Good idea. Thanks for the advice. Maybe I'll give iPhone a closer look.
No problem. Let me know if you need help choosing.
Will do. Thanks.
Conversation 3. Sharing opinions about using phones while driving.
Hey, I've been noticing a lot of people using their phones while driving. What do you think about that?
Honestly, I think it's really dangerous. Even just glancing at your phone for a few seconds can cause an accident.
Exactly. I've seen people texting or even watching videos while driving. It's so risky.
It is. I always make sure to use hands-free options if I need to make a call while driving. Do you use your phone at all when you're behind the wheel?
Not really. I try to avoid it. If it's something urgent, I pull over first. What about you?
Same here. I think it's better to be safe. No message or call is worth risking your life or someone else's.
Totally agree. It's scary how some people don't realize how dangerous it is. There should be stricter laws about it, don't you think?
Definitely. And more awareness campaigns too. People need to understand that one bad decision can change lives forever.
Yeah. Let's always set a good example and stay off our phones while driving.
Absolutely. Safety first always.
Conversation 4. Discussing how smartphones are dangerous to our health.
Hey, have you ever thought about whether smartphones are dangerous to our health?
Yeah, I've thought about it. There's definitely a lot of talk about it these days. What's your opinion?
I think they can be, especially if we use them too much. I mean, staring at the screen for hours can hurt our eyes, and people say the radiation might not be good for us either.
True. I've also read that using smartphones too much can mess with our sleep because of the blue light. It keeps our brains active even when we're supposed to be winding down.
Exactly. I've noticed that too. If I'm on my phone late at night, I find it hard to fall asleep. Do you think there's anything we can do to stay safe?
I think it's all about balance. We should take breaks, use blue light filters, and avoid using phones before bed. And maybe we could spend more time outside instead of always looking at our screens.
That's a good idea. I've also heard about setting screen time limits. It's hard to follow, but it could help.
Yeah, it's worth trying. Smartphones are useful, but we need to use them wisely so they don't harm us in the long run.
Totally agree. Let's try to be more mindful of how we use them.
For sure. A little self-control can go a long way.
Conversation 5, sharing reasons for banning mobile phones in schools.
Hey, what do you think about schools banning mobile phones? Do you think it's a good idea?
I can see why they might want to ban them. Phones can be really distracting during class. What do you think?
Yeah, that's true. Instead of paying attention to the teacher, some students might just play games or text their friends. It makes it harder for everyone to focus.
Exactly. And then there's the issue of cheating. Students can easily look up answers during tests if they have their phones.
Good point. Plus, phones can cause problems like bullying. I've heard about kids using them to take embarrassing photos or spread rumors.
That's so true. Social media drama can make school life even more stressful. Do you think banning phones completely is the right solution, though?
Maybe not completely. I think schools could allow them during breaks, but not in class. That way, students can still use their phones for emergencies or important things.
That sounds fair. Setting clear rules might be better than a full ban. It's all about finding a balance, right?
Absolutely. Phones can be useful, but they shouldn't interfere with learning.
Totally agree. Schools need to create an environment where everyone can focus and feel safe.
Conversation 6, life without mobile phones.
Hey, have you ever thought about what life would be like without mobile phones?
Yeah, I have. It's hard to imagine now, isn't it? They're such a big part of our lives. What do you think it would be like?
I think it would be both good and bad. On one hand, we might spend more quality time with people instead of staring at screens.
That's true. Conversations would feel more personal. But on the other hand, it would be harder to stay connected, especially with friends or family who live far away.
Exactly. And imagine not having instant access to information. We've gotten so used to looking things up anytime we want.
True. It would also be a challenge for work and school. A lot of things depend on mobile apps and communication tools now.
Yeah, but maybe we'd be less stressed too. Without constant notifications and messages, life might feel simpler.
That's a good point. It might help people focus more on the present moment. But I think I'd miss the convenience of having everything in one device.
Same here. It's hard to imagine life without phones, but maybe it would teach us to slow down and appreciate things more.
Definitely. It's an interesting idea to think about, but I think I'll keep my phone for now.
Me too. Life without phones might be peaceful, but they're just too useful to give up.
Conversation 7, talking about children's use of mobile phones.
Hey, have you noticed how many kids these days have their own mobile phones?
Yeah, it's crazy. I see little kids glued to their screens all the time. What do you think about it?
I'm not sure it's a good idea. On one hand, phones can be useful for learning and staying connected with parents. But on the other hand, kids might spend too much time playing games or watching videos.
That's true. Plus, spending so much time on screens isn't great for their eyes or their health. I think it's important for kids to play outside and interact with others face to face.
Exactly. And then there's the issue of social media. It can be really dangerous if kids start using it without understanding the risks.
Yeah, like cyberbullying or talking to strangers online. parents really need to supervise how kids use their phones.
Agreed. I think it's okay for kids to have phones, but there should be rules like time limits or only using certain apps.
Definitely. Phones can be helpful tools, but they shouldn't take over a kid's life. What age do you think is okay for kids to get their first phone?
Maybe around 12 or 13 when they start becoming more independent. What do you think?
I think that makes sense. As long as parents teach them how to use phones responsibly, it should be fine.
Yeah, it's all about balance and guidance. Kids should enjoy being kids, not just staring at screens all day.
Exactly. Let's hope parents can set good examples too.